Right, so let me share my screen quickly. Right, so okay. So welcome to Text 2601, a tutorial orientation with myself. My name here is Privilege, and I'm with Grad Consultants and Tutorials. So I'm the tutor responsible for giving guidelines in Text 2601 with Grad Consulting and Tutorials. So just to give some opening remarks, I just want to explain briefly who GradQuest Consulting is and what we are all about, and how we can be able to assist you guys in regards to your academic endeavor. So basically, GradQuest is a private tutorial institution that specializes in varsity tutorial services from undergraduate degree level through your honors degree to your master's degree qualification. So we assist, facilitate students in regards to those academic qualification levels. We have tutors in various fields of endeavor. For instance, for those that are doing like tax, auditing, your financial accounting, which is your FACs, your MACs, that's your EMS faculty. So we have tutors in that arena, myself included. Then we have got BSc and IT faculty. That's where you've got your engineering related subjects. There are tutors that specifically deal with that. And then the faculty of law as well. And we've got a team of qualified and competent tutors in those fields of endeavor. So what is it that we aim to achieve through our facilitation process in this regards? We aim to do this. So we aim to facilitate and to add value to our clients in their quest to graduate at any degree level. So we provide our value-adding services to you, and in the process, we work together with a student cooperatively, so that at the end of the day, you'll be able to successfully pass your modules and in turn graduate within record time. So it's not an issue where we can say you just have to solely depend on what a tutor provides to you. All right. You don't necessarily just have to rely on the notes and the guidance from the tutor, but as a student, I believe you also need to play your part so that at the end of the day, you achieve the objective and you understand the concepts that are being taught in the module as well. Right. So then I'm going to talk about the service package that we have at GradQuest, so that at least you know the type of services that we offer and how we guide you as a student. So to do that, I'm going to bring down, or rather explain, the agenda outline for the orientation. So I'm going to give you the module outline. How is the module structured? How many topics are they? And then I'm also going to explain in terms of assignments. Remember that the assignments, as I explained earlier, that the assignments, these are like literally what makes up your final mark for the module. So you cannot afford to miss an assignment, and neither can you afford to fail the assignment, because if you fail the assignment, it means there's a reduction to your final mark. So, and that can actually negatively impact your final mark for that matter. Then I'll also explain in terms of our tutorial services as far as this module is concerned, and of course other modules as well. How do we facilitate? And then also the fee structure, and I'll also show you a testimonial, just one of them. There are several other testimonials we have, but those we can share maybe through our WhatsApp. But for the purpose of this engagement, I just included at least one, just so that you can be able to see, the level of quality of service that we offer, right? So to do that, let's have a look at the topics of note for the purposes of Text 2601 that you are expected to master by the end of this semester. And by the way, majority of the the assignments that you are going to be tested on for this module, they are coming from these topics that I've indicated for you. So there's 7 critical topics in Text 2601, namely Learning Unit 1, which deals with basic introduction to the South African tax system, right? And then we've got Learning Unit 2 that deals with administration, returns, and assessment. So if it's administration, it means also a registration as a taxpayer, and a registration as a taxpayer in the context of a company or a business entity, if I would say. Because in this Text 2601, you are not dealing with individuals here, but you're primarily dealing with entities, business organizations, okay? And then, of course, you look at the different types of taxpayers, and partly they will also address individuals, but not to the detail that, you know, that you be expected to know, maybe a text 3702. But at this level, it will be just only to the detail primarily related to business entities, not individuals. Very important. That's learning unit number 3. And then there are other aspects as well that you see in it, like, for example, provisional tax payments, how, you know, provisional tax payments are calculated, when are they paid, and so on. So that is dealt with in learning unit number 3. When you go to learning unit number 4, we are now touching on a very important concept which deals with income. What is income in the hands of a taxpayer? When SARS assesses that element, what is it that they are looking at? What is it that you should include as part of your gross income as a taxpayer? So that's what SARS will be looking at. And so I'm going to show you how, you know, how do they come up with that element or line item called income for tax purposes. In learning unit number 5, we are dealing with trading deductions and trading stock. So deductions in actual sense, there are different types of deductions. You've got your general deductions, all right? And then you've got specific deductions, and you've got other things which we call prohibited deductions. So when you're talking of trading deductions, it's not just one thing. It breaks down into different subsections, which I've mentioned already now, namely general deductions, where we follow what we call a general deductions formula. Then there's what we call specific deductions in terms of the Section 11 of the Income Tax Act, right? There are different types of specific deductions that you need to know, and for the purpose of those assignments, and also, you know, to be able to answer them accordingly. Then, of course, there's prohibited deductions. So in simple terms, prohibited deductions is those type of deductions which SARS does not allow you to account for as a deduction for income tax purposes. Then, of course, you deal with also trading stock. Trading stock is part of specific deductions as well. So I will show you how you account for trading stock for income tax purposes. All that is dealt with in learning unit number 5 of this module. Learning unit number 6, my sister, deals with capital allowances. Now, when you look at capital allowances, there are different types of allowances which SARS allows. So you've got what you call your your capital allowances on movable items, and then you've got capital allowances on immovable items. All right, very, very important. Those are the 2 main subgroups, but obviously, depending on the nature of a business organization or entity you are dealing with, there are certain differences that you definitely come across. All right, which I'll discuss or deal with at a later stage, of course, in this module. But essentially, what you need to take note of for now is when you're dealing with capital allowances, if there's capital allowances for movable assets or movable items, and then there's capital allowances which SARS allows on immovable assets or immovable items. And in this context, if I'm thinking of something that cannot be moved from one location to the other, I'm looking at buildings, I'm looking at land. You cannot move land from one location to the other, neither can you move a building from one location to the other. So those are what we call immovable assets or immovable items, and there are specific capital allowances applicable when it comes to that, except for land. Land cannot be depreciated, and therefore there's no capital allowances that SARS gives for land, except for building, of course. So we will deal with that in learning unit number 6. Then lastly, you'd also be expected to understand the concept behind what we call capital gains tax, which is CGT in abbreviation. So very important, capital gains tax, just to give you a bit of light in that, it deals really a lot with, you know, how SARS levy tax on disposal of assets. So in other words, when a taxpayer decides to dispose or to sell a specific asset, particularly a property, plant, and equipment asset, all right, when they sell off of those assets, there are income tax consequences that are applicable to such transactions. And that's where capital gains tax comes in. And currently in South Africa, that tax is actually levied at 20%. All right. So kept 20% of the taxable capital gains. But those are some of the important elements that you begin to know about, or that you really begin to understand when we come to learning unit 7 of this particular module, right? So that's to explain the important and critical topics of note for this module, 7 critical topics, and all these topics will be tested in the assignments. Now, having said that, we're going to go on to the next important aspect, which is to do with the assignments, because I've already indicated earlier that in this module, there is no exam. There is a portfolio, though, which is what you see as assignment 4 there. That one, it's a portfolio. So it's almost equally to the level of an exam, okay? Very important. So, but in any case, with your assignment, there is about 5 important assignments for the purposes of this module, right? 4 of those assignments are MCQ-based assignments. And then 1 is going to be an essay-based assignment or written assignment, so to speak. So like for now, as it stands, the first assignment is actually due on the 10th of August, I believe. So that assignment is purely MCQ based, right? And for the mere fact that you joined the orientation, you're gonna get a discount on that. The fee for the assignment alone, we charge 150 per assignment. If for instance, if it's assignment 1, it's actually going for 150. So we're gonna charge you 50% for that assignment alone because you attended the orientation. So I'm going to give you a discount and I'll help you, and you definitely guarantee to get a distinction for that assignment. Now, important thing to note, these assignments, they contribute towards your final marks. So you need to make sure that you optimize in terms of how much you get per assignment, because that you already know that is accumulating to the final mark. So it's very important to make sure that you score as high marks as possible in order to stand a chance of getting a distinction. Right. So now that's in terms of assignments. And then let me talk about tutorial services. Now, when I'm addressing this element or this part of the outline for the orientation, I'm not only addressing in regards to text 2601, but I'm also addressing it in the sense of other subject that you probably do, okay? Because you discover that for certain modules that have got like online arrangements like this text, what I've picked up, students don't like attending classes quite a lot when it comes to this. What they normally come for, it's usually just assignment assistance. That's what I've picked up in the past, which to me, to a certain extent, yes, you can get assistance, you get a distinction for the module. But the question is, what do you know when you go into practice? Are you able to apply those principles that they've taught you when you go into practice at the end of the day? You see, so for me, I will always urge students that, okay, in as much as we can facilitate, we can help you with your assignments, but are you able to, do you know something that when you now go into your workplace somewhere and they ask you, okay, fine, help us to determine in this transaction, what is it that makes up gross income? Or when they ask you, okay, fine, can you help us to determine what are the tax implications of these particular transactions? Are you able to account for such instances in a real life situation? Or you are going to be Googling now, whereas they are looking for an answer. You see, so for me, I believe strongly in somebody having to learn, having to also do their part as a student, having to, work corporately with the tutor, so that at the end of the day, there's information you're getting from me as a tutor, but from your side as a student, you also participate by also going about studying even at an individual level, right? That's my belief when it comes to academics. All right, but in any case, let me explain our service offering in terms of our tutorial packages. So we've got the following services. Number 1, tutorial classes. So tutorial classes is made up of 2. It's made up of online classes and face-to-face classes. Now, online classes happens like in the setup like what we have right now, which is on a Zoom platform. With your face-to-face classes, it means you have to come physically at our offices, and we're located in Pretoria, 215 Bosman Street, and there are 2 entrances to our location, to our office location. So there's the 215 entry point, but there's another one which is at 20 WF Nkomo, the last building in that block. Just next to there's a parking just next to it, and open parking. So when you are around that location, you'll be able to see our our office details there. Right. So those are the type of class offering that we have. So it comes in two. There's online option or there's a face-to-face option, depending on which one prefers or suits you. Secondly, we give assignment guidance. I've already explained about that. And then for modules that have got exams, we also have a package called exam preparation, or what I would call exam bootcamp. So an exam bootcamp or an exam preparation is simply a package where you go about attending maybe a full day revision class with the tutor. So the tutor takes you from maybe say around in the morning in like at 9, and then we go through the entire content of the module, but doing mostly practical questions, maybe in the past exams, all the way until we are done. So it takes like literally a full day, or we actually maybe break it down into different days or different sessions, so that at least you have enough time to digest the information. But essentially what that includes, it includes doing practical questions from the past exams, looking at preparatory notes, just tips and strategy for exam purposes. That's what exam preparation is all about. Then you also have one-on-one consultations with the tutor if you need something, emphasis on a specific concept, or emphasis or explanation maybe pertaining to a specific question or assignment that you are probably attempting in your own time. Then we've got research guidelines, career guidelines. These ones they are more applicable to students that are either doing their honors, their master's degree level, or for those that are just starting with UNISA for the very first time, or any other institution, because we don't only offer services, tutorials for UNISA. We've got other institutions and students from other institutions that we actually give guidelines to in terms of tutorials. So that's to explain our tutorial services. Now I'm going to quickly go to another very important element, which is the fees. All right, the fee structure. So I've structured a price list just so that at least somebody can be able to see how we structure how we charge in terms of assignments. So like I said, for assignment 1 alone, we charge 150. So, but for somebody that has attended this orientation, definitely you're going to get a discounted price for it. So it's only going to be 75 rands, and I'll assist you throughout the entire assignment so that you can be able to score as much in terms of marks, and also for you to understand what is going on. Because I don't just give you answers, I also help you to locate where the answers are coming from. That's the beauty about it, right? And then we've got assignment 2, the same story. Yes, we do the assignment together, and I'll be showing you, okay, this is where the answers is coming from your study materials, and of course also with my notes that I'll provide to you. So my notes compilation looks like something like this. So this is for learning unit 4, deals of course with gross income. I'm gonna show you how the entire thing is structured, but just to help you to see or to understand better when it comes to the concepts they're in. Then of course we've got assignment 3, which is also the same price. Assignment 4, slightly higher, but not that much. To be honest, that's even a bargain, because usually your assignment 4, it's a written assignment. That's more or less equivalent to an exam. All right. So what we do with that one, I take you through the question. We address the question in a class setup, but you then have to do it on your own so that you avoid issues of plagiarism. Okay. So that one is going for 350. And then of course, assignment 5 is the last assignment. It's MCQ as well, but it's slightly longer than the other assignments, like assignment 1 or all the way to assignment 3. So assignment 5, it's slightly longer. Just got a lot of questions. I think it goes almost to 60 questions. The other ones, usually it's 30 or so. The other one is 40. So we need to, that one is slightly priced higher because of the volume of work to be done there. Right. So that is to explain the fees structure for the assignments, right? But if it is now including, let's say, classes now, the price altogether, it's going for 1.3. So 1,300, it helps to cater for assignments, also helps to cater for the classes, for you to be able to understand the different learning units. There are videos that I've already created, there are notes that are already available that I've specifically produced for you to be able to understand and to follow through. So all those is available. So you'll be watching the videos in your own time. They're already there. So you watch the video in your own time, you attempt an assignment. You go through the notes that I give you, or if you've got questions on specific things, you're more than welcome to set an appointment or consultations with me, and then I'll be able to give you a guide. So that's the beauty about the 1,300 rands package. Now, enough about the pricing. Let's go to the to a very important part, which is to do with how do you get in contact with us. Let's say you are interested into enrolling for tutorial classes. So we've got our corporate website, which is www.gradquest.co.za. That's where you'll be able to enroll for the module if you want to register officially with us for tutorial classes. And it's not only just for TEX 2601 that we offer. When you go into our website, right, on Google, you are able to find us there. When you go on Google, you'll be able to see on our website page that there are different other modules or subjects that we offer apart from TEX 2601 as a tutorial service, right? So if you're interested in any other subjects, perhaps you can also indicate it through the registration page that you can follow through the promptings on our website, and then we'll be able to take it further from there with you. That was a corporate website, and the next page I'll be dealing with the contact information. So if you want to get hold of us telephonically, that's our office telephone number, and that's the WhatsApp contact number that we have, and that is the one that we are usually communicating with you guys in the WhatsApp group that we've set up. And then of course the email handles, if you want to communicate on email, that's our office official email address. It's info@gradquest.co.za, or you can simply use our Gmail account, which is gradquesttutorials@gmail.com. Now, let me show you a student testimonial real quick. This is for one of our students. For confidentiality's sake, we had to hide that, because when the student shared the results after we facilitated her assignment, she said, well, please guys, for confidentiality's sake, I don't want my name to be disclosed. That's why you saw there, it's actually shaded. But in any case, this is the first assignment for this semester. I'm gonna try and zoom out so you can see. Do you see that this is TEX 2601, semester 2, assessment 1, which is due on the 10th of August. Can you see there? Hello? Are you able to see? Stembiso, are you able to hear me? Okay, but in any case, I want you to observe the mark allocation that this person got. So the assignment was out of 30 points. She got 27, and that is equivalent to 90%. So that is just to show you that our services are value adding. So that's a distinction actually. So if you're interested, we can facilitate your assignment as well with your involvement, of course, and then you'll be able to get the same mark as well. And then in closing remarks, I think that is pretty much all that I can say in terms of our service offering. So I don't know if you've got any questions for me at this point. Questions? Any questions? Okay, if there's no any questions, so I think I've explained everything that I think you needed to know. So if you've got any specific questions, clarity, you are more than welcome to contact us directly on our contact details as I've explained earlier, and then we'll be able to assist you further from there. Thank you.